Welcome to Hendrix College 2014 graduation. I'll invite you to join me in prayer. Author of wisdom, God of life, you have led us here this morning to celebrate. Our hearts are full of thanksgiving for parents and family, many who have paid or helped pay the bills, listened to sobbing phone calls, or gone without much communication at all for years. For our trustees, O God, we give thanks who have volunteered their time and resources for the sake of this place. For professors, coaches, and staff who have encouraged, supported, and challenged the class of 2014 to do and to be their best. For support staff and administrators who taught them the importance of making good choices and the consequences of making poor ones. For folks in food service, security, housekeeping, buildings, and grounds who have seen that these students have had food and safety and a beautiful place in which to live. But our hearts are also full of sadness for an era ending, for things left undone, for friends about to part company. Bless, O God, our speaker today with your wisdom, that he may touch our sorrows even as he stirs us in new ventures. And now enliven our hearts with joy, draw our minds from wandering, and help us be fully present with you and with one another, that we may know you in the applause and shouts and whistles that will send these graduates on their way to a hurting world who needs them. It is in your holy name we pray. Amen. You may be seated.
Good morning, and welcome to this campus on this very happy occasion. Today we come together as a community to celebrate the accomplishments of Hendrix students who have invested these past years in a journey and an odyssey that has led to this moment. For the class of 2014, today is a rite of passage, and yet for some, a bittersweet occasion. For their parents and families, it's a lifelong anticipated day of celebration. For the faculty and staff of the college, it's the pinnacle of the academic year. In a few minutes, when the speeches are over and the diplomas have been distributed, the class of 2014 will rise for the recessional as the newest alumni of Hendrix College. They join a distinguished group of individuals around the globe who have made this a better place for the last 138 years. Today's graduates will leave equipped with knowledge and skills acquired through their hard work, under the guidance and mentorship of an enormously dedicated faculty. They will leave here with memories and friends that will last a lifetime. But in another sense, the class of 2014 will never leave here. Each of you will always be a part of Hendrix. Your accomplishments will be recorded and remembered, for you have made contributions to the college and will continue to influence the lives of Hendrix students for years to come. We close the circle today as you return to the same place, the same room, where I had the privilege to welcome you in August 2010, and where your Hendrix Odyssey began as new students. When you arrived on campus, you were the third largest class to ever enroll at Hendrix. 49% of you came from Arkansas, and the remainder from 32 states and 5 countries. The class of 2014 included the 4th group of Rwandan presidential scholars to earn undergraduate degrees from Hendrix. You came to Hendrix with hopes, dreams, and passions. Some of you wanted to travel, learn other languages, and explore other cultures. Some of you wanted to explore areas of study such as literature, politics, or business. Some of you knew that you wanted to delve deeply into the study of mathematics or economics, music, art, physics, biology, or anthropology. But regardless of the area that you ultimately chose, through the Hendrix experience, we have helped to expand your horizons and have challenged you to reach your full potential. During the last 4 years, this class has experienced a lot. You were the first class to take full advantage of our new Student Life and Technology Center, which opened in 2010. You watched the village at Hendrix grow. You saw the expansion of athletic facilities, including Young Wise Memorial Stadium and Plaza and the Sturgis Athletic Center. And you were the first class in 53 years to witness or take part in the historic first football game on September the 7th. You've been a part of a number of historic firsts, but you've also been a part of the traditions as well that will link you with Hendrix alumni from generations far gone. For example, Shirt Tails, obviously uniquely Hendrix, but you were here to help celebrate the 100th anniversary. Perhaps you've been thrown into the fountain on your birthday, or you've had the cafeteria staff sing their version of Happy Birthday and deliver to you your special cake. You've had that same dining services staff call you by name and ask how you are. You've met your friends on the pecan court, skirted the territorial squirrels, and dodged the rain puddles on many occasions. These last few years have come and gone, and you are new students no longer. You're older, you're wiser, you're ready for the next chapter of life's journey. Now, as all of you go into the world to begin your life's odyssey, you will carry with you the Hendrix tradition of excellence and the college's commitment to service. You will be our ambassadors throughout the world, living examples and making a difference that the liberal arts education can come to life on this campus and be a part of your life forever. I'm confident that you will represent Hendrix well, and I hope that you will return often to your alma mater. This is your moments, graduates, when we could not be more proud. Congratulations. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Roger King, a 1976 graduate of Hendrix, a member of the college's Board of Trustees, and most importantly, a parent of the member of the class of 2014, to bring you greetings. Roger King.
Thank you, Acting President Arnold. Congratulations, class. I think this is probably the first time you've ever been together at this hour on a Saturday morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to say congratulations to all of you and to your families, and thanks to your professors and to all the members of the Hendrix community who've helped make this day possible. More than a few years ago, I was sitting just where you are right now, as a graduating Hendrix student. In the following years, I married another Hendrix student, sent my 2 daughters to Hendrix, and have served as a trustee. I've thoroughly enjoyed this latter role, not the least because I've had the opportunity to spend some time with some of you who are sitting here today. One of the concerns I've heard you express is one that I felt at the same time I was graduating. Boils down to this. Okay, I've got that great degree that I've worked hard for. Now what? For some of you, this question appears to be settled, at least for now, as you are headed directly to graduate school or career path employment. But for many of you, the path appears a bit more uncertain. You have, no doubt, been told that a liberal arts education opens up possibilities rather than slots a person into a narrow field. Well, that's fine. That's great. But what's the key? How do you navigate all of these possibilities? How will I be able to sort it out and end up someplace that I want to be? Well, in addition to the outstanding liberal arts education that Hendrix has given you, whether you know it right now or not, Hendrix has also given you everything you need to know to make the most of your education and your lives. Hendrix graduates have the ability to think, the judgment to tell right from wrong, and the passion and skills to effect change. And that last part of it's really important, affecting change. Your experience at Hendrix has given you character. Martin Luther King Jr. put it like this: intelligence plus character That is the goal of true education. So how do you put that into practice? Your intelligence, your education, and character give you the ability to see the world a little differently than others see it, to make connections between different areas of the world that others miss, and the skills to make change happen. I'm going to give you some concrete examples that come right out of Hendrix. After a few years of different jobs in grad school, a 76 Hendrix political science major finds himself working as a planner for Wall Street Company, and he sees a disconnect between the futures markets in Chicago and the New York Stock Exchange. He pioneers stock index arbitrage trading, which soon links the two exchanges and markets economically. More recently, a 2011 Hendrix history grad takes a part-time job working in a retail store and finds a job as an assistant in an importing company at the warehouse. The connections she sees between product flow and fashion trend lead to a dream job in New York City working for a high-end men's design firm. Take a look at our Odyssey Award recipients. Each has made a significant contribution in his or her field. They saw the world in a slightly different way than others see it and acted on it. Of course, the biggest liberal arts story in today's world is not a Hendrix College story, but it could be, because Reed College in Oregon is a place pretty much like Hendrix. Considered pretty commonplace today, and even necessary, smartphones, in particular the iPhone, didn't exist 10 years ago. The engineering and computer science experts who were hired to make this dream a reality said it couldn't be done. It took Steve Jobs, who went to Reed College and had a meandering liberal arts experience, to say to the engineers, let's not make the iPhone what you say it can be, let's make it what it should be. And thus was born this engineering, marketing, and social game changer. Now that you are graduating, you have fulfilled the requirements for your major. But along the way, you've received an education. Think about the faculty mentors who've deepened and sharpened your understanding of the world and stimulated a lifelong love of learning in you. Think about the late night debates with friends and all the people on campus who've made your life a little pleasant or easier. It's true that you are leaving the on-campus community of Hendrix, but now you are prepared to enter the larger world and to make those connections that others miss. And when you do, you'll change history. Finally, as a trustee, I want to take a second to give you a perspective from the board to take with you. We trustees are you just a bit older. Most of us on the board are Hendrix alums, and those who aren't appreciate and love the Hendrix character as much as anyone. We believe in that quintessential Hendrix experience, the high academic standards and a certain quirkiness. What the board does may look like a focus on dollars and cents, but it is with a goal of keeping Hendrix one of the nation's leading liberal arts colleges, to prepare young people like you to take on the world and make it a better place. You here, sitting today, are literally the ultimate expression of our purpose as board members. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations, graduates, and best wishes.
Thank you, Roger. As the class of 2014 makes the transition from students to alumni this morning, 3 members of our faculty make a noteworthy transition as well. They are on the stage to be recognized as they begin their retirement after distinguished service to the college. At this time, I would invite our Provost, Dr. Bob Insminger, to come forward to recognize our retiring faculty.
Thank you, President Arnold, and on behalf of all the faculty of Hendrix, Congratulations to today's graduates. As I call your name, I ask that each of our retiring faculty stand and remain standing while each of you is recognized. Dr. Joe Lombardi. Dr. Lombardi has been a member of the Hendrix faculty since 1980. He earned his undergraduate and master's degrees from Bowling Green State University and earned his PhD from North Carolina State University. During his 34 years at Hendrix, Dr. Lombardi has lived and modeled for our students the liberal arts philosophy. A lover of folk music and the outdoors, Joe Lombardi also found time along the way to be a superb biology teacher and colleague. His work with our environmental studies program speaks to his passion for nature and its preservation, and he has served as chair of the biology department on 2 separate occasions. Dr. Lombardi will be missed as he leaves campus for a well-deserved retirement, taking care of his very own nature preserve surrounding his home north of Conway. Thank you, Joe, from your students and your colleagues for giving of yourself and your expertise to so many for so long. Thank you for always standing ready to defend Hendrix and the value of liberal arts education. Dr. Nancy Fleming and Professor Ansley Fleming. Prior to joining Hendrix in 1986, Dr. Nancy Fleming earned her Bachelor of Arts degree from Mount Holyoke College. She then earned her Master of Music degree from Westminster Choir College, followed by earning her Doctor of Musical Arts degree from the University of Illinois. Nancy has decided to retire at the end of this year after 28 years leading Hendrix's choir. Nancy's husband, Ansley Fleming, is also retiring after serving 15 years as the college's organist. These two have quite literally made beautiful music together over the years, and they will be sorely missed. Nancy served as both department and area chairs. She participated in the creation of the Odyssey program, as well as serving as associate director for 4 years, and then as director of the Odyssey program, serving for another 4 years. These were during the years of our strongest growth, and we consider your contributions to Odyssey as part of your Hendrix legacy. Hendrix's annual Candlelight Carol service is one of the highlights of our year, and many of us are having a hard time imagining Candlelight Carol without Nancy and Ansley's talent, guidance, and leadership. Thank you both from your students and your colleagues for giving of yourselves and your talents to all of us over the years. You will be missed.
cimbalis velas oratibus, laudate eum in cimbalis, jubilationis, 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 jubilationis. Omni spiritus laudet Dominum, omni spiritus laudet Dominum, laudate Dominum, laudate Dominum, laudate Dominum, laudate Dominum, Alleluia.
Thank you, Hendrix Choir, and thank you, Dr. Fleming. We come now to the conferral of the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters on Mr. R. Madison Murphy. Following the conferral of this degree, Mr. Murphy will address this gathering and provide remarks for our graduates. It gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce him. Madison Murphy's relationship with Hendrix College began in the fall of 1976 when he moved into Martin Hall. Today, Madison Hendrix class of 1980 is joined by his wife, Suzanne, also a member of the class of 1980, and their children, daughter Anna Murphy, Hendrix class of 2008, son Jonathan and his wife Lindsay, and son Matt and his wife Amanda. After graduating from Hendrix, Madison became the consummate entrepreneur and businessman in a fast-changing world. He began his career over 30 years ago, pursuing an active and involved participation in a wide variety of Murphy Oil Corporation positions. From junior accountant in El Dorado to manager of crude oil and product supply and trading in London, to an executive for Ocean Drilling and Exploration Company in New Orleans, to executive vice president and chief financial officer and subsequently chairman of the board of Murphy Oil, Madison Murphy has always learned the businesses in which he is involved from the inside out. He currently serves on the board of 3 publicly traded companies, Murphy Oil Corporation, Murphy USA, and Deltic Timber, and he's currently chair of Murphy USA, president of the Murphy Foundation, and managing member of the Murphy Family Management, LLC, owner of the Sumac Company and Presqu'île Winery in California. Madison serves on the Hendrix Board of Trustees, where he also has served as chairman of the board from 2001 to 2011. In 2003, he was appointed to serve a 10-year term on the Arkansas Highway Commission, where he served as chairman from 2010 until his retirement from the commission in 2013. He's also on the boards of the National Council of Economic Education, the Boys and Girls Club of El Dorado, and the Arkansas Policy Foundation, as well as numerous other organizations. Throughout his life, Madison Murphy has both championed Hendrix College and is a champion of Hendrix College. It gives me great pleasure today to introduce my classmate and friend, Madison Murphy, and to participate in his recognition as a true and lifelong member of the Hendrix College family. Madison, will you please join us at the podium at this time as Provost Ensminger leads us in the conferral of your honorary degree.
Hendrix College's mission is summarized in its motto found in Paul's letter to the Ephesians and translated from the Greek as unto the whole person. At its most expansive, wholeness is a quality that is both inner and outer directed, implying not just the realization of an individual personality, but a deep connection to others. R. Madison Murphy represents the ideal of the whole person in its fullest expression.
Madison, with the authority given to me by the trustees of Hendrix College, and upon the recommendation of the faculty and in recognition of your life of accomplishments and service, I hereby confer upon you, R. Madison Murphy, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations. There you go. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Bob, Ellis, Roger, and thank you very much to the Hendrix community. for this most warmly received but undeserved honor. I say that because I consider that I have a debt, and not simply a debt of gratitude to Hendrix in general, but specifically to the professors of this institution and to the value and relevance of a rigorous and intellectually challenging liberal arts education. So thanks again for the kind recognition, and I simply hope that my past and future actions will have at least made a small down payment on that debt. It's a debt that cannot be repaid, simply acknowledged and responded to, so thank you. My wife, Suzanne, and I sat out there where you are exactly 34 years ago today. You know, it seems like yesterday to me until I remember all the stuff in between. You know, a lot of commencement speakers will say, follow your heart. Even Steve Jobs, in his now famous Stanford address, said, follow your heart and trust your instincts. I did. I hadn't planned to come to Hendrix at all. Suzanne planned to come to Hendrix, so I abandoned other plans and followed my heart and my instincts. And I'm eternally glad that I did. We have 3 wonderful adults as offspring, the best 2 daughters-in-law on the planet, and a potential 2036 Hendrix graduate grandchild on the way. Therefore, I share this award as I have my life with Suzanne. You know, I could probably just quit right there, but I am honored to be here to have the privilege to address the 2014 graduating class, and I commend you on your accomplishment. This is a really happy, proud, and unique moment in your lives, and the challenge is to say something that's equal to the occasion. I'll talk about failure in a little bit, and you can be the judge. You know, it's been said of a lot of commencement speakers that they're a lot like the body of the deceased at an Irish funeral. They're not really expected to say very much of importance, but they're simply necessary for the proceedings, the festivities, and the after parties. In 1995, my father, Charles Murphy, and I discovered that we were both working on commencement speeches. His was to Hendrix, and mine was to another institution. We thought it would be fun to collaborate. I won't be recycling those speeches, but I do want to recite a few passages that we thought were good advice and good adages. Never draw to an inside straight. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for it dulls the edge of husbandry. Use dental floss every day. Be wary of newfound friends. Take care of the pennies, and the pounds will take care of themselves. The race is not always to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but that's the way to bet. There is nothing we receive with so much reluctance as advice. Reputation is what others think of you. Character is what you are. They know enough who know how to learn. There's not much education in the second kick of a mule. And one of my favorites, there are not many souls saved in the second half hour of a sermon. Yeah, those succinct sayings sum up a good deal of the accumulated wisdom of the ages. We could just stop and leave it at that. But the provost and acting president told me that I should consider speaking for 10 to 12 minutes. When George Bernard Shaw once asked a speaker to limit their remarks to 10 to 15 minutes, the speaker said, well, how am I going to tell them everything I know in that time? I advise you to speak very slowly, Shaw replied. You have chosen to both attend and have had the fortitude and the perseverance to graduate from Hendrix, a fabulous institution that, unlike many others, has chosen to adhere to the path of being a liberal arts college. At its very heart, a liberal arts education is one that imparts academic discipline and facilitates future learning and the ability to critically think about the world in which we live. It sows the seeds to cultivate and enable you to grow in the field of ethical, intellectual, creative, communicative, and social qualities that are absolutely necessary, indeed essential, for life and leadership. You could have chosen to attend a school that focused on more technical job skills, professional, or a more pragmatic education, which of course is not a bad thing, provided one has the foundational education upon which to build. Consider for a moment that your major was in buggy whips or cassette tapes, or virtually any highly specialized technology or field of study. Technology and innovation will cause creative destruction. It may enable you to leapfrog your competition, or it might relegate you to the category of obsolescence like the cassette tape. I have no idea how much fiber optic cable or lithium-ion batteries, or for that matter, and hitting close to home, my home, oil and gas, the world will need in 25, 50, or 100 years. But what I'm absolutely certain of is that the world will need citizens capable of critical thought, possessed of ethics, and the ability to communicate clearly and effectively, and who have learned how to learn. I believe the liberal arts lead to the creation of these needed citizens, you. Think about it. To have business leaders, politicians, lawyers, scientists, and other occupations filled with people of ethics who understand history, grounded with a knowledge and appreciation of philosophical and cultural diversity, and as Cardinal John Henry Newman said, prepared to fill any post with credit and to master any subject with facility. How cool is that? Yeah, there's a surfeit of people today, and frankly, there probably always has been, who see our society, our country, and our planet in a headlong dash to ruin. You're bombarded with the litany every day: outsourced jobs abroad, inequality of pay, disparity of wealth, globalization, climate change. Yet isn't it possible that what some see as the sky falling may actually be stardust? Dare to think about these and all issues unfettered from negativity, and I would add, unfettered from political correctness. Thereby you just might change the world. Victor Hugo wrote, "No army is so powerful as an idea whose time has come." As a Hendrix graduate, you should be particularly well suited for this if the college has done its job of teaching you how to think as opposed to what to think. As a society, we're data rich and information poor. There is no shortage of of ideas, good ones and bad ones, that emanate from all points of the philosophical or ideological compass. In its founding documents, the American Association of University Professors states that the university must be a place where free expression of diverse ideas is the first and most sacred principle, even when those viewpoints are perceived as challenging, unwelcome, or even offensive. The Association of American Colleges and Universities avers that students need to learn to think critically to understand the inappropriateness and dangers of indoctrination, to see through the distortions of propaganda, and can assess judiciously the persuasiveness of powerful emotional appeals. No doubt the world would be a better place if not just colleges strove to uphold those principles, but society at large did as well. As I mentioned earlier, you're bombarded with propaganda and those powerful emotional appeals every single day. There are folks, including no doubt some commencement speakers, that would have you believe the world is a broken place and it's up to your generation to go forth and fix it. The world is not broken at all. We simply, collectively have some challenges and some opportunities. Bill Gates, in his 2014 letter to his foundation, asserts that he believes there may only be 10 countries on the planet that are classified as poor by 2035, as measured by GDP per person. More amazingly, Arthur Brooks at the American Enterprise Institute points out that Since 1970, the worst level of poverty in the world, and that's defined by the percentage of people living on $1 a day, has declined by 80%. That's got to be one of the most incredible accomplishments in human history. So what were the causal factors of that most amazing phenomena? In my estimation, it was the result of rapid expansion of free trade, globalization, technology and information technology, the rule of law, private property rights, entrepreneurship, in short, free enterprise. The system of free enterprise rewards earned success, it's inherently fair, and is the best and most lasting prospect of lifting the poor and the most vulnerable on our planet. The founding documents of our country use those famous words, all men were created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Neither our system nor any yet devised guarantees happiness, success, or material wealth. Yet our system allows for the pursuit. The best career advice that I've ever heard is choose a path that's agreeable to you and hope to get lucky. Of course, the harder one works, the luckier one becomes. Personally, I think happiness, and by the way, I define that in large measure as the pursuit, define success as the pursuit of happiness, is not to allow others or our society to define the benchmarks of what you deem as success for yourself. The path to success / happiness is likely to be circuitous and include what some may view as failures. Thomas Edison, he's the guy that invented the now extinct incandescent light bulb, flipped the switch on his 400th some odd attempt at success. Nothing happened. His assistant said, "Mr. Edison, we failed." Edison replied, "We haven't failed, John. We found over 400 ways that it won't work, so let's get back to work." To achieve success is to define and pursue your happiness as you see fit. Nobody has a specific recipe, but it would seem there are some common ingredients that everybody seems to recite: hard work, education, energy, intellectual curiosity, enthusiasm, and so forth. But I would add, take time to think. Match your skills with your passion. Make time for well-being, wisdom, wonder, and giving. Make or find the balance between faith, family, friends, and work. There most assuredly is a rat race out there, and we all get ensnared in it. Make time for balance and reflection. To the graduating class of 2014, and maybe as much or more to the parents, employers find those who have the broad depth and solid foundation of a liberal arts education and make great employees. And there is nothing mutually exclusive about job preparation and a liberal arts education. There are plenty of studies and empirical evidence, and more importantly, hiring, to back up my assertions, not the least of which is a piece by Bracken Darrell, a Hendrix alum, an English major, by the way, a trustee who's the CEO of Logitech. I commend it to you if you haven't read it. You've learned how to learn, and it's a lifelong path. You're well prepared. While you've earned your degree and your success, please remember the world-class and dedicated professors at Hendrix College as you make your and Hendrix College as you make your way in the world. So thank you, Chairman Knight, Acting President Arnold, Provost Ensminger, the Board of Trustees, the faculty, staff, and the Honorary Degrees Committee. Thanks a lot for the promotion. And thank you to my wife, Suzanne, for leading me to Hendrix. My life is immeasurably richer as a result. I wish you graduates farewell, Godspeed, and heartfelt congratulations, and thanks for not disinviting me today.
Thank you, Madison. We will now proceed with the conferring of degrees in course.
Before we do that, a word about photography. Members of the audience who wish to take personal photographs or make videos of a degree candidate as he or she receives a diploma may approach the east end of the stage shortly before the name of the student is called. That's to my left. We ask that all photographers from the audience limit themselves to one person per degree candidate. Members of our staff are there to help direct traffic. They are armed with tasers and are willing to use them. Just wanted to see if you were paying attention. A professional photographer will take a photo of each graduate and at a later date make commemorative pictures available. You are all invited to a reception honoring the graduates immediately following the ceremony. The reception will be in the Young Wise Memorial Stadium Plaza at the end of our ceremony. In the event of rain, the reception will be moved into the recreation gym across the lobby. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Accounting please rise? President Arnold, in consideration of the fact that the members of the Master of Arts in Accounting class of 2014, now before you, have completed all the requirements as prescribed by the college or will soon complete them, the faculty presents them to you and recommends that you confer upon each of them who has completed the requirements the degree of Master of Arts in Accounting.
Members of the Master of Arts in Accounting class of 2014, upon the recommendation of the faculty and through the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Hendrix College, I hereby confer upon each of you who has completed the requirements the degree of Master of Arts in Accounting with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto.
Arden Cornell Brazil. Travis McGregor Finch. Patrick Karangwa. Tyler Keever. Samantha Loopstra, in absentia. Rebecca Faith Miller, in absentia. Joshua Montgomery. Kaylee Ratliff. Todd Richard. Olivia Joan Salmonson, in absentia. Andrew Todd. Yair Jacobi. Please join me in congratulating these Master of Arts in Accounting graduates. We will now proceed with the conferring of bachelor's degrees. Will the members of the baccalaureate class of 2014 please rise? President Arnold, in consideration of the fact that the members of the class of 2014 now before you have completed all the requirements as prescribed by the college or will soon complete them, the faculty presents them to you and recommends that you confer upon each of them who has completed the requirements the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
Members of the class of 2014, upon the recommendation of the faculty and through the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Hendrix College, I hereby confer upon each of you who has completed the requirements the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto.
Rima Abisamra. Taylor Marie Adams. Asli Ahmed. Jordan Catherine Aiken. Aaron Aldridge. David Allen, cum laude. Leslie Ann Allred, graduating with distinction. Catherine Elise Armstrong. Benjamin Lyle Alt, cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Emily E. Baker. Alan Baltz, summa cum laude. Ryan Christopher Banning, cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. James Henry Barker. Catherine Marie Barlow. Tammy Joanne Barnes. Roman Moore Lincoln Barnes Walker. Emily Caitlin Barrett, graduating with distinction. Courtney Morgan Bass, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Mary McGavick Bass. Maya Olivia Bastille. James Calvert Baxter. Anne Marie M. Beck, graduating with distinction. Chloe Benishu. Shami Eden Benimana. Adam Bigot, graduating with distinction. Jeremiah Patrick Bill, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Maya Grace Block, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Rebecca Pauline Bongiorno. Madison Boone, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Dylan James Boddicker, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Amy Brame, graduating with distinction. Cara Ann Brazil. Mary Elizabeth Brashears. Samuel Delos Bryan, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Stephen Marcus Brick, Jr. Julie Denise Britton. Hayden Brown, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Taylor Olivia Brumbelow. Hakiza Theogen Bushuti, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Catherine Noel Birchfield. Macrina Butler, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. John Preston Byford. Contessa Josephine Caballero. Zoe Kate Calhoun, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Krista Jeanette Campo. Dan Cargill, graduating with distinction. In absentia. Emily Rose Carricker, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Mimi Carlin, graduating with distinction. Mary Casey. Luke Castile. William Hayes Chandler, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Bennett Mitchell Chappell. Lindsay Elaine Cott. Christian Alexander Clark. Kaylee Clary, cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Abba Niana Colbert. Allison Michelle Coldiron, graduating with distinction. Hope Alexis Coleman, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Rachel C. Collins. Ava Commissariat. Brittany Cooper. Forrest Kingston Cooper. Catherine Coffrin. Annalisa Crosmer, summa cum laude. Lindsay Rochelle Sispansky, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Amanda Cicely Daly, in absentia. David Davis Jr., in absentia. Elizabeth Catherine Davis, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Emily Marie Deere. Alexandra Gabrielle Dillard, graduating with distinction. Timothy Grant Deinhardt, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Anna Gray Palmer Dirks. Tree Min Dwan. Nicholas Christopher Drake, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Olivia Drobny. Avery Elizabeth Drongowski. Rose Dubiscus. Devin Michael Dundee, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Daniel Durbin, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Jana Marie Edwards, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Michael Ehrenberg, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Shannon Ejiofor. Ariana Bree Fabian, cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Catherine Emma Fagan, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Ryan Mauro Flores. Corey James Fawcett. Hannah Elizabeth Freeman. Allison Charlotte Galloway, graduating with distinction. M. Vincent Gamble, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Abigail Victoria Garcia Lucas, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Christina Marie Gentry. In absentia. Caitlin Gibbs. Nicholas Paul Gill, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Catherine Gilman, graduating with distinction. Angela Nicole Gloina, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Jenna Gottschalk, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Olivia Goza. Philip Jennings Green, graduating with distinction. Lyle Gregory. Camille Elise Guillot. William Case Guy, in absentia. Hillary Hale, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Sarah Lynn Hales, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Peter James Bohe Hanneman, graduating with distinction. Alyssa Marie Hansen. Evangeline Adele Harpst, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Allison Harrington, graduating with distinction. John Lee O'Neill Harrison. Jacob Thomas Hartmeyer. Zachary Taylor Housley, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Rachel Elizabeth Head, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Adrienne Pierce Henry, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Victoria Evelyn Hilliard, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Jonathan Lee Henson, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Casey Nicole Hodges. Anthony Hollingsworth. Jessica Elizabeth Hook. Ashley Hossman. Tiffany Nicole Hubbard, graduating with distinction. Reed Alexander Huddleston, graduating with distinction. Charlotte Elizabeth Hutson. Jennifer Joan Imber, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Wade Ingram. Clayton Jacobs. Alyssa Michelle Jasic, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Catherine Alden Gerald, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Nathaniel Jernigan. Melissa Ann Jones, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Justin Varghese John. Christopher Johnson. Jamie Nicole Jones, cum laude, in absentia. Kelly Diane Jones. Sasha Leonard Keck, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Caroline Wells Kelly. Thierry Kameny. Amelia L. Kinch, in absentia. Julia Christine King. Cara King. Nicholas E. Kitchens, in absentia. Lauren Catherine Classic, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction in 2 majors. Canon Coaster. Jennifer Lynn Collar. Anvesh Kampeli, graduating with distinction. Rustin Michael Kuntz. Jillian Victoria Krings, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Elizabeth Ray Krug. Alida Helene Quisanganeza, in absentia. Lacey Michelle Laborde, graduating with distinction. Elizabeth Rain Lancaster, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Matthew Larson, graduating with distinction. Jessica Laverne, cum laude. Kyung Wet Han Lee, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Jacob Hunter Leffert, graduating with distinction. Molly Catherine Lentz. Robert Thomas Liebendorfer. Audrey Rose Lloyd, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Lindsay Jane Lloyd. Matthew Mansfield Lowry. Catherine Madden, cum laude. Harrison Townley Maddox. Rosales M. Mandel. Kelsey Manning. Sarah Martin, graduating with distinction. Maxwell Amadei Morier. Emily Elizabeth Maverick, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Samuel Benedict Maynard, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Ryan Patrick McCluskey. Marie Sarah McCruden, in absentia. Julia Lee McGill, graduating with distinction. Meredith Lee McKinney. Caitlin Elizabeth McNeil. Brandon Kyle McNew, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Matthew Malero, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Maria Luisa Mendez. Emily Grace Minty, graduating with distinction. Jillian Meunier, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Ray Miao. Katie Marie Midkiff. Cameron Millstone. Rebecca Morton, graduating with distinction. Justin Mosby. Duncan Howard Mosby. Yumna Elena Mufarij. Jennifer Anush Moulton. Fabienne Mugiraneza. Anthony Reed Nail. Quentin Fergus Griffin Neal. Madeline C. Newchurch. Kristen Tanae Nickel. Lindsay Michelle Nickel. Abigail Lorraine Morell Nickel. Renee Nsanzaneza, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Eugene Nyamuginda, cum laude. Thomas Odom. Christopher Ogle, in absentia. Bailey Rochelle Ott. Michael Ottenlips. James Owen Leary. J.B. Parker. Margaret Elizabeth Peach. Hannah Catherine Newell Peacock, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Rain Marks Pearson. Jacob Pershke. Charles Gerard Peterson, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Van Mi Fong. Anna Claire Schmidt Peratini, magna cum laude. Kathleen Pipes, in absentia. Lauren Michelle Planty. David Allen Pollard. Catherine Rose Powell, graduating with distinction. Sharinya Prathiba, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Elizabeth Arlene Pratt. Haley Price. Colton Blake Prim. Jennifer Morgan Rabel. Colin Raddick, graduating with distinction. McKenna Aaron Rainey, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Catherine Mary Raymond. Carmelita Morella Louise Reddix. Shrish Polasola Reddy, cum laude. Daniel Resley. Lauren Marie Reynolds, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Rachel Lynn Rabondo Grow, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Dylan Rice. Willie Aaron Rice. Amelia Robert. Jo Claire Robertson. Tanner Robinson. Katie Rolfes Haas, graduating with distinction. Leela Francesca Rosen, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Madison Roswell. Tao Rui, in absentia. Roberto Ruiz Antonio, in absentia. Johann C. Rupp, summa cum laude. Robert Ruangwa Namaruya. Sarah Porfiria Salazar. Deborah Jean Sandage. Zach Saul. Michael Hansen Schmidt. Jeremy Adam Schulze. Bronwyn Lane Scott McCarran. Benjamin H. Seal, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. William O'Keefe Sebastian. Maitri Mahesh Shah. Kelsey Ann Schaub. Erin Ruth Shaw Meadow, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Adelia Sahai Shifra. Stephen Andrew Schrum, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Samuel Evan Siegel, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Colleen J. Simmons. Anna Elizabeth McAleer Slattery, graduating with distinction. Tawny Marie Smedley, cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Smith, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Emily Smith. Kevin Chen Spatz, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Catherine Page Spivey. Lindsay Claire Steiner. Joseph Charles Stepina. Jake Stuppy. Stacy Michelle Svensson, graduating with distinction. George Lindley Tabor V. Hillary Hianping Tan. Brennan Kathleen Tapp. Michael Tarney. Jamie Tate. Ricardo Telchi. Rachel Bernadette Thomas, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Blake Edward Tierney, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Mary Austin Tisdale, summa cum laude, graduating with distinction. Grace Magdalene Trees, graduating with distinction. Allison Lynn Schemer, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Paige Elise Tucker. Narcisse Ukwedagetsi, cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Umble. Amelia Joyce Unzer, graduating with distinction. Florence Vandenbroek. William Van Scoy. Neelam Himanshu Vyas, cum laude, graduating with distinction. Memory Camille Waddle. Laura Denise Wagner. Tyler Webb, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Thomas Scott Weber. Michael Travis Weeks. Megan Elizabeth Weems. Harley Addison White, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Madeline Ann Whitley, cum laude. Catherine Sue Williams. Emily Williams, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. James Michael Williams, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Jeremy John Allen Williams. Taylor Norman Williams. Christina Nicole Wilson. Caleb Hurst Wolf, magna cum laude, graduating with distinction. Austin Womack. Chelsea Nicole Woods, graduating with distinction. Lynn Shu, in absentia. Yitong Shu, cum laude, in absentia. Sarah Elena Yingling. Megan Yokis. Kaylee Zuzula. This concludes the conferring of degrees. Please join me again in congratulating all the degree recipients. Please stand for the alma mater and remain standing for the benediction, choral benediction, and recessional.
I'd remind the audience to please remain in their places until the recession is over. Go now, and may passion inspire you. May injustice trouble you. May hope comfort you. May children teach you. May parents indwell you. May mountains join you. And may angels protect you. May you sometimes get it right. May you laugh when you don't. May love surrender you. May peace permeate you, and may gratitude overwhelm you. Go now, knowing that a good and loving God, and that good words have been spoken for you, and may you always hear the call of the Spirit. Amen.